Here on the Moon Piece podcast channel, doing yet again another live stream, live reaction of Blue Lock. This time, chapter 331, titled Lógico, Logic, right? Before we get into it, guys, just got to do a quick check, make sure that the audio is working on this live stream because it'd be super embarrassing if I went through this whole thing and the sound didn't work. But guess what? We sound great here on the YouTube. So last we saw the beginning of France versus Japan during the U20 World Cup. France came blazing out the gate, bum rushing, blitzing the line of Blue Lock and caught everybody off guard, even Himsagi himself, as everyone tried their best to stop what France had going for them. As Hugo started off with the ball, you had Charles and Loki, boom, darting past, only for Blue Lock to be deceived, thinking Loki was going for the goal, but in reality, it was our boy Charles who got in the first goal of the match between France versus Japan, taking an early lead of 1-0. So here we are in chapter 331. The chapter is titled Logic, so I'm assuming this is going to be Asagi being like, oh, well, you know, this and that, and they did this because of that, and oh, we have to think more logically, you know, if we're going to beat France. So let's see what happens. I think that Blue Lock is going to quickly adapt, but it's going to be a few chapters before they get their first goal. And honestly, I just probably even wouldn't be surprised if France scored their second goal before Blue Lock scores their first. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to this chapter. But before we get into it, please consider liking the stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Moon Piece Podcast, where we bring to you everything between manga, anime, movies, TV, and everything in between. We had our most recent episode come out this Tuesday where we talked about a lot of what we've been watching from current TV and media, from Fallout to Sentenced to be a Hero, and then some other stuff that ended the previous year. Kimmy does her One Piece live stream, live reactions on Mondays. She is on Long Ring, Long Land, soon to be starting Water 7. Again, it's her first time watching, so tune in. Corey and I will be doing our One Piece chapter review on Sunday, so tune in for that. We're coming back from a 2-week break, or a 1-week break. So yeah, definitely a lot going on here on the channel, guys. So please consider subscribing. So without further ado, let's get into Blue Lock chapter 331, titled Logic. As the announcer cuts in, a declaration of war, a rapid fire attack, a one-shot kill. As you see, the crowd is going absolutely crazy. Even some Blue Lockers over here like, whoa! Hold on. An apology note here at the top. Apology, as the production of this week's chapter could not be completed in time, we are releasing incomplete pages as they are. Once this chapter is collected into a full volume, it will be printed with the art completed and corrected. We wish to express our deepest apologies to all of you for the inconvenience and hope you will continue to enjoy reading Blue Lock. Appreciate the transparency. You don't gotta worry. The art in Blue Lock has always been one of its strongest features, and you know, mistakes happen. You guys are weekly. And you rarely ever take breaks. So believe me, like I'm totally fine with that. Again, appreciate the transparency though. All right, we continue on. Oh. Okay, that's what they mean. That's what they mean. All right, I see you. All right. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. When we buy the volumes, I'm sure it'll look better. A magnificent showing from France with their very first play. As you see, Loki, finger to the sky, like, boom, that's one. And Charles jumping on top of Hugo. Charles Chevalier has seized the initiative, right? So it's funny to see Charles jumping on the back of Hugo. You know, you feel like Hugo is like that type of person who, you know, is not very playful, and Charles is with everybody. So to see him being like that with Hugo, you know, I guess he feels comfortable enough to do that. As Ryu and the defense boys are like, damn, France is insane. We totally fell for their ploy, says IQ. Nico chimes in, that pattern wasn't in our data. As Caruso also in the analyzing group, that speed, the cross run, the shot quality, everything's off the chain. Everyone. You can explain it logically, but that goal wouldn't have been possible without incredible skill and talent. This is the absurd might of our generation's top team, Loki's French team, the favorite to win. As we're seeing those completed panels, but from the back of Charles on Hugo, and then Loki just looking domineering on the field. All right. As Rio comes in, he's like, let's chill. They made an experimental surprise attack, and there were aspects we couldn't respond to. What France really wants is to rattle us and throw off our game. So cool your brains. Let's not lose our heads. All right, Rio. Okay, Rio, I like this. Haven't seen you like talk in so long. Like you scored a game against Nigeria, a goal against Nigeria in that game, but you no dialogue, no chitter chatter. So to see this now, I'm really happy, man. I'm really happy. I want to see you more. You have fans, bro. You have fans. We want to see more of you. So for him to come in and kind of act like a captain, very impressed. Very impressed. I like it a lot. As IQ comes in, gives him a little fist bump. Right. Nice mental management, brain boss Mikage. You got it. As I think that's Bachira comes in. Thanks for the mental medicine. Totes, says Gagamaru. Hey, he's right, guys. This just started, chimes in Himsagi himself. We have plans for when we're behind a point, when we're a point behind. Just focus on playing soccer our way. As everyone's like, okay, egoist, yeah, we have a Sagi. Just getting started, says Bachira. Don't panic, Blue Lock. Don't panic, Yoichi Sagi. Good. All right. Let's see what you guys got. I'm excited. Keep giving your best to secure victory as the game restarts with Asagi passing to Rin as the game continues on. Will Japan make a counterattack? Yoichi, Sagi, and Ren Itoshi are passing back and forth and charging right up the middle as you see them. Well, charging right up the middle, dashing back and forth. Again, their teamwork very well. As Charles comes in, I saw that in your first match with a devious smile on his face. And again, that permanent metavision going on with his eyes. You two make your way up and then make it so either of you could be the finisher, right? As Charles presses Rin, his old teammate, as Bats, one of the France's defensive midfielders, comes in. Charles says, box him in. Rin's like, we've already worked around this. As Rin yeets the ball, catching Charles off guard. On the right side, yes, the right side, we have our Red Panther Chigiri ready to get the ball. Watch out for the speedster. We can go fast too, says Chigiri as he rushes past the defender that's on him and launches the ball. I guess it's called a direct cross to, I guess, Rio, as Rio is ready to receive, saying, good tempo, princess. All right, Rio, as Rio launches up into the air to receive the pass. Nice groove. He has three defenders on him. They yell to each other, don't let him shoot, Hermes. Fire name. Fire name. I like that. As Hermes, one of the center backs for France, dashes and gets ready to make his move as expected. Buddy, that's what Rio is saying. Begin copy. Model. And Rio says, gotcha. Rensuke Kunigami, as he copies Kunigami. I mean, bro, you're just headbutting the ball. Like, you don't need to copy nobody for that. Just do it. Like, but that's neither here nor there. Sorry, guys. I have to drink coffee whenever I'm streaming. So, cheers. As Rio headbutts the ball towards who? None other than it's Isagi. As Isagi also copies his catchphrase. Nice groove, Rio. But What do we have here? But Hugo coming in, blindsiding Isagi. You've got a good team, Blue Lock. Yo, this man's got dead eyes, bro. However, Yoichi Isagi, your two-gun thing only works when you're squaring off with an opponent who can feint in either direction, making your shot unpredictable, right? But if we were to charge you and close that gap, your movements can be totally nullified. As Isagi grunts, ugh, as Hugo continues on, your weapon can be crushed by logic. And Isagi's like, this guy. Also, Isagi, bro, like, I need you to be like, you fool. I knew you were right behind me the whole time. That's why I'm doing this. But like, bro, I can't have you in the World Cup getting caught off guard that somebody's right behind you. You need to start playing that like there's always somebody behind you, bro. Pause. All right? You just can't get caught off guard by stupid stuff like this. Come on, man. I need you to lock in him, Sagi. Bro, I feel like you're still warming up. You didn't do jack when France opened up the game and scored a goal on your dumbass. And now you're getting caught off guard and he's calling your two-gun volley child's play? No, bro. I better in the next 2 pages, I better see you like eyes in this mother. All right? So, again, back to this whole dialogue thing where Hugo pretty much says that his two-gun volley is ass, right? Asagi's thinking to himself, this guy ran a simulation using my movements as data? Yeah, bro, just like you do to everybody. And Hugo's like, yup. And that backwards volley you did during the Nigeria match can also be nullified through contact. As we have Karasu, and I think that's Rin, running up the field. Asagi, pass over here. And Asagi's like, oh, nice, thanks. If we block your helpers, you have nowhere to pass to. If we crush you, Blue Lock is dead in the water. Yo, Hugo's right up whispering in this man's ear, bro. Yo, he is right up there. He could bite his ear if he wanted to. Yo, I didn't know I was reading Heated Rivalry, all right? I don't know if you guys started watching it. If you haven't started watching Heated Rivalry, I'd be damned if I said, just watch Heated Rivalry, all right? Blue Lock, I'm telling you, it's there, all right? It's there. Hugo has no business being up against this man, pressing him from behind like that, whispering sweet nothings and his demise into his ear. If we crush you. You feel that? No. All right. Bulak is dead in the water as Asagi turns around. No, the booty is mine. You cannot have my booty. That's a Boondocks reference for those of you who don't know. Shut it, you logical asshole. I made it this far by devouring arrogant creeps like you. As Asagi quickly spins the ball away from Hugo, shoving him to the side. Nice press. I'm going to risk it all to be number one, says Asagi, as we see the ego fire glowing in his eyes. But Hugo says, but you're more suitable to be number two. And Asagi's like, huh? Say, do you believe in destiny? As Hugo takes the ball away from my man. Oh my God, yo, Asagi, I really thought you had it here. Let me see the double page spread. Dang, dude. Asagi, he literally just walked right past you, bro. You had his hand on him, holding him back, and he's literally just walking right past you. I really thought we were about to see something. Asagi, like, held the ball away from him. Shut it, you logical asshole. I made it this far by devouring arrogant creeps like you. I'm going to risk it all to be number one. Yo, but the way he literally just says it, but you're more suitable to be number two. Huh? Literally catches Asagi completely off guard. Oh, my God. And then Destiny. Bro, what are you talking about Destiny for, bro? I just met you. Is this like, do you do this to everybody you meet? What? This, again, like, I predicted that something like this would happen, It's not going to be easy for Blue Lock to score their first goal. Like I said before, it's going to be a few chapters before we see Blue Lock score their first goal. And don't be surprised if France ends up scoring their second goal before Blue Lock scores their first. As we just saw right now here at the end, Hugo steals the ball away from Asagi, despite Asagi doing his best to stop that from happening, right? Blue Lock is still adapting. Blue Lock still has moves, right? But it looks like this Hugo guy, he's doing a good job. Him and Charles, right? Loki is nowhere to be seen. Loki is nowhere to be seen. But you know what? We're going to see him in the next chapter because Hugo is going to launch the ball to Loki, who's probably already in a good position to receive a pass and score France's second goal. That's it right there. Blue Lock, they really, and I said it earlier when I was reading this chapter, they really use this as a warm up for Asagi. Like Asagi's just still not locked in here. I don't understand. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, we know that since the beginning of the match that Asagi is feeling the pressure of being number one here. And we even see him kind of crash out a little bit where he's like, don't panic, Blue Lock, don't panic. Right here. Don't panic, Blue Lock. Don't panic, Yoichi Sagi. We got this. Good. All right. Listen, guys, we'll see what happens. All right. We'll see what happens. But Charles is a good player, man. Charles is all up in Rin's play, right? Like Charles is ready for the smoke. He wants to play. So I'm really excited to see that. But yo, for real, as I'm looking back on this, we have not seen Loki a single time. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, this was a good chapter. It went kind of exactly as I thought it would. I was really happy to see Chigiri do something. I really wish he ran the ball a little farther, but it is what it is in that regard. Because Chigiri literally just received a pass and then continued passing it. After Rio copied him in the Nigeria match, I had really wished that, like, I don't know, Chigiri would do something else, but it is what it is there. And then Rio, dude, really? The mental medicine you're giving everybody, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. I want to see more of you. You have fans, bro, and you just like put yourself in this hole ever since Nagi got voted out of Blue Lock, dude. Like, we want to see more of you. So I'm excited about that. One quick thing though, the fact that he copied Kunigami here, I feel like it's the only time Kunigami's ever going to be on the World Cup field. Like, this man is never going to be subbed in for anybody. So I thought that was funny. This was a good chapter. I'll probably give this chapter a 7. Probably give it a 7 out of 10. You know, it's just, we're still getting introduced to a lot of the characters. There's nothing really crazy happening here. I think that the next chapter is going to be good. I do think Loki's going to score the next goal for sure. I think that Hugo. I think Hugo just stole the ball from Asagi. Loki's already in a good position. He's going to score. So I think that it's going to be a good chapter, the next chapter, because we're going to see Loki's goal, and also like it's really going to put the pressure on Blue Lock, right? So I'm excited for that. But yeah, this is a good 7 out of 10, right? They're putting the pressure more on Blue Lock, even than in the last chapter after they scored the goal. So yeah, thank you guys to anybody who stopped by for the live stream. I'm sorry that it was even later than normal, because normally I try to do these on Wednesdays, but you know, life happens. But thank you to anybody who checked it out. Again, please consider liking the stream. Check out our newest episode that just came out this Tuesday, guys. Definitely, it's a 3-hour-long episode. We have a lot to talk about on that podcast episode. You know, it's still January, so I hope everyone's having a good new year, and stay safe out there. Sayonara.